For many weeks now, it's been on the table as leaders have discussed how to get a handle on a surge in COVID-19 infections that we've recorded in Germany, because really we are seeing numbers that were unimaginable during the second and third wave of the pandemic when, again, Germany was struggling at that time just to get a handle on it. But of course, the outgoing Chancellor Angela Merkel announcing alongside her likely successor and the 16 state leaders today that there will be some form of a lockdown for the unvaccinated portion of the German population because they are still posing a health risk to much of the population. What does that mean exactly? Well, they will be restricted from all parts of public life that aren't deemed to be essential. So sure, they can go grocery shopping or in an urgent trip to the post office if needed, but they will not be able to enjoy going to the restaurant, getting a coffee, or going to see a cultural activity like a theater or museum. Angela Merkel really said this was essential in terms of being able to break the fourth wave of the pandemic, which she said Germany has not done yet, despite a slight dip in cases.
We will reserve access to cultural and recreational facilities and events throughout Germany only to those who have been vaccinated or have recovered from the virus. It's also possible to do an additional test for those with a complete vaccination plan. These rules also cover the retail trade, although supermarkets and other essential shops are excluded.
Here in the EU capital of Brussels, we heard European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen talking about the idea that it's time for European member states who are struggling with the surge in infections to start talking about potentially imposing mandatory vaccinations with these COVID-19 jabs. So far, we've seen Austria do it for the general population. That will start in February. And of course, Greece will do it as well, but that's just for the portion over 60 years old. Now it looks like Germany is headed for that, with Olaf Scholz, the incoming chancellor, likely to be put in that job on December 8th, saying that he is in favor of it. He's going to put it to a vote in the German parliament once his government is installed, and he seems very confident that he will be able to get this approved. But of course, it won't be easy, despite the fact that we've seen a lot of people saying they support it, nearly 72% of German population according to a recent survey. There is still 20% who says it imposes on their freedom, and often this is a very loud and opinionated portion of the population, and we're likely to see similar demonstrations to what we saw in Vienna when a similar mandate was imposed, where people really take to the streets and tell the government this is not what they want. So I think as we see these new restrictions and changes to the way German life goes ahead in the next few weeks, it is likely to be a very complicated period going forward.